Hello, everyone. This is Wayne Bennett with ECRM and RangeMe, and I'm real excited to announce some fantastic news today, a partnership and collaboration between NIQ Brandbank and RangeMe, which is designed to help retailers surface the right products for today's health-conscious, digitally savvy shoppers. The partnership now makes it easier than ever for retailers to identify and activate products that align with specific need states. So think gluten-free, no added sugar, GLP friendly, and beyond. In a world where consumers are paying closer attention to what they put in their carts and in their body, the integration gives retailers a new level of visibility and control to respond to shifting demand. And I'm excited today to be with Roy Woodhouse, who is the Vice President of Retail at NIQ Brandbank, who will share with us and a discussion with me a little bit more about this collaboration. So, Roy, great to see you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me, Wayne. Excited to go through this with you today.
All right. So, Roy, listen, we've all seen a rise in shoppers, uh, being more informed and more intentional about their health. So the question I have, and whether it's managing diabetes or weight loss or cutting sugar, why do you think there is such a increase in sharp shift towards health driven shopping?
Yeah. I think this is a multifaceted topic, and I'll try and cover it as briefly as I can. But I think most would probably attribute the beginning of this discourse to be the COVID pandemic. But we're a long way out of the height of that now, and we're still seeing products that NIQ define as better for, as you've alluded to, continue to outpace total market dollar performance. And that's despite challenges around inflation, and that really shows that the topic is here to stay. There's a number of factors that have influenced it. Increased usage of like wearable health tech, personalized nutrition programs, and that shift to digital shopping. So like we're seeing shoppers being able to like discover and engage with more content and more attribution than is available through those physical channels. I think the simple answer really is that consumer sentiment and the way people and especially younger people are shopping, it has shifted. And I think the industry is reacting to support those requirements as well. And like when we think about the attribution that you refer to, we're also seeing that kind of evolve from like aspirational, where you'd be talking diets like vegan, keto, whole 30,
Yeah.
towards more need state, like you referred to diabetes support. That's a key one, obesity support and GLP. And then, even personal focus areas like digestive support and brain health. I think this discourse will continue to evolve. And, that's why I think this partnership is going to really help retailers stay ahead of the curve in that discussion.
Yeah, Roy, I couldn't agree more. We're excited by the collaboration. So, in your view, how do these attributes influence shopper behavior? Obviously, if you look at the funnel from search to discovery to trial and loyalty.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a great question. My role is primarily digital focused, so I'm going to tackle it from a digital standpoint. I think, when people are shopping online, in particular, they tend to be less brand loyal. So I think that the first building block that retailers need to get right is that search bar. It's where that interaction begins, and it's the fundamental building block to putting the right products in the right shopper's hands. Alongside that, we're seeing retailers continue to focus on personalizing the shopper experience online. So it could be recommendations, shoppable recipes, conversation-based search, and AI is just going to supercharge all this stuff. These capabilities, of course, rely on shopper data, but they need accurate attribution. Like if you want to create a personalized experience online, you want to help shoppers find products that are relevant to them, you need accurate data. It's
Yeah.
easy for shoppers to lose trust and go elsewhere if those algorithms you've built break down because the fundamental data is just not there.
Yeah. And Roy, obviously clean structured data like we're talking about clearly has major implications as you've just talked about for e-commerce. But how does this structured data also work and empower personalization and other health and wellness strategies, but even regulatory readiness?
Yeah, that's a really good and very timely question, right? There's a lot going on under the current administration, and I'm sure most people are kind of struggling to keep up with some of this stuff. So I think, yeah, there's a couple of things I would touch on. If we look at like focus or banned ingredients, that's a continued area of focus right now. So it could be like a red dye or high fructose corn syrup, even
Yes.
seed oils, right? Like there are regulatory concerns coming down the road with these things. Without that clean, structured data, retailers are going to struggle to understand the potential impact to their assortment, as well as provide the transparency that their shoppers want to make informed purchases, regardless of their opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
And then, like, when you talk about health and wellness strategies, I think the other key area that we are doubling down on is like food as medicine programs. So,
Yes.
those dollars that are available through those programs, like consumers need to understand what products qualify for them.
Yes.
And to help retailers unlock those dollars, again, the data needs to be there so you can say, okay, this does qualify as, diabetes friendly, heart healthy, whatever the need state might be, so the retailer can go and maximize on those opportunities.
Yeah, that's real exciting, and it really serves the need on a lot of fronts, uh,
Yeah.
to give the retailers a better chance to win and engage the consumer. So, Roy, really, key question here is: so, in your opinion, how does this collaboration between Brandbank and RangeMe help retailers accelerate time to shelf, reduce friction, onboarding time around their health and wellness efforts?
Yeah, so like I said at the start of this conversation, I'm really excited about this collaboration, and I think I've spoken a lot about plugging our data directly into a retailer's enterprise, but I think where this shows a ton more value to both brands and retailers is through surfacing this information in the RangeMe platform. So to talk about that a little bit more, like the process itself is pretty straightforward. NIQ is creating deep attribution for every product we process. We score and standardize those on pack, and then we derive claims that are true of the product to highlight these consumer priorities that we've spoken about, that could be a diet need, it could be a health need, could even be a sustainability requirement. And what RangeMe is doing is then leveraging that to help build curated collections so that retailers can easily navigate to and then review and source great products that help optimize their assortment at the macro level, but also the micro category level as well. So I think
Yeah,
that's going to be hugely powerful, and hopefully you agree.
yeah, no, Roy, definitely, it's going to empower the discovery and sourcing capabilities of the platform, and enriching the experience for all buyers, as obviously consumers continue to focus on health and wellness. So definitely excited for that. Um, Roy, if you think about the ROI for a retailer in getting this kind of clean, enriched product content, what is the ROI?
Yeah, that's a great question, and like I don't want anyone to hold me to any numbers that I'm about to spin out, but like I think NIQ has a great read on this. So I think there's a couple of areas that we can look at. I think from a buying perspective and a category optimization perspective, NIQ's product insight solution is able to measure like attribute performance across the category and the market. So if we think about something like high fiber or high protein, we know that those products are over indexing in, like, let's say high protein in the granola bar category. So if we can surface that through RangeMe to help retailers understand, okay, these products have high protein claims. We know that high protein is performing over and above the category standard. Like we can go and optimize our assortment and see dollar increase.
Yeah.
When we then look at the ROI for activating these attributes, like we've seen that complete product content can improve product discovery by up to 300%, depending on the category. And if you're a shopper, you can see 300% more products, you're more likely to add more products to your cart. We've seen increased conversions by around 40% for having that complete content on the product detail page, as well as significantly reducing cart abandonment. These are all critical challenges that I'm sure any retailers listening will be very familiar with. And any opportunity to reduce those challenges and improve conversion is huge. So we think there's substantial ROI whatever way you cut it.
Roy, I just want to double back. If you consider content is king, and in this case, the king result would be more conversion, more traffic, more higher market basket, and more items being purchased by the consumer, which obviously every retailer wants. So I think certainly aligned to the ROI needs of the retailer. What also
Yeah.
interests me here in terms of the data is how does this data help the retailer build? And you talked on it a little bit before, but how does it help build smarter assortments, especially around not innovation gaps, growing trends like plant-based or climate-friendly or metabolic health? So how is this all playing in alignment with just enhanced assortment work?
Yeah. And I think in my last answer, I kind of jumped ahead and stated that NIQ can help tell retailers like what's performing well, but we also understand that most retailers have a vision at a category level for what they want to achieve. So I think really the primary mission of our business is to help our clients understand everything that makes up a product. So everything that is true of any product that is on that retailer's shelf. So that retailer buyer or whoever the persona is can understand how that product fits within their category mission. So that could be like providing the foundational product attribution that empowers those decisions, or providing the measurement data that shows how products are performing, as I kind of alluded to previously. So we can then help identify emerging trends, like digestive health is one that I've referred to previously, trending way above the curve for beverages as an example. Retailers can then just tap into that, make their own decisions, of course, but then optimize their assortment accordingly to, win on the physical and digital shelf.
That's great. And Roy, I guess the last question is how is this helping drive collaboration in the industry between brands and buyers? How does this integration help and how does it smooth out the process in terms of the language and the communication around this content that we're aligning on?
It's about standardization for me. I think, wellness or, need state claims are not necessarily governed at an industry standard like a, GS1 master data set would be for, like, I don't know, barcode standards or whatever it may be. So in the market, there is a lot of noise. Like, there you will see claims on pack that brands will make that will vary from product to product or brand to brand. What we are doing is interrogating and standardizing those claims so that both the brand and the retailer can speak the same language. It allows the supplier to showcase everything about the product that their consumers should care about, but in a consistent way that the retailer can understand, which then gives the retailer to kind of the confidence to buy the product, understanding that it meets the need of their consumer as well. So really it's about fostering trust that both the supplier and the retailer is speaking the same language and putting the consumer mission at the forefront of their buying decision.
Yeah, Roy, I'm all for that. When the buyers and the brands can speak the same language, it makes it better for everyone and business gets done more efficiently. Clearly, that's a main mission of our parent company, ECRM, and obvious Range and RangeMe. And now in the additional collaboration with NIQ, we're excited to be launching, which is live now on the platform. I believe there are a couple of collections available on the platform right now with a continuance of more collections coming. So, Roy Woodhouse from Brandbank NIQ, it's been great to speak with you on this exciting collaboration that we have extended together in with RangeMe and Brandbank. So we're excited, and we hope the audience in the retail industry is as well excited as we are. So, Roy, great to see you. Thank you for your time, and good luck.
Thanks, Wayne. Looking forward to working with you.
You got
Appreciate
it.
it.
Thank you, Roy.